Hey everyone, and welcome. So today, we're going to dive into something really cool, how we can actually teach computers to read and understand human language. And I'm not just talking about recognizing words, but getting the meaning, the emotion, and all the relationships hidden in the text. I mean, just think about it for a second. We are absolutely swimming in a sea of unstructured text every single day. You've got customer emails, product reviews, social media feeds, legal documents. It's literally everywhere. And trying to go through all of that manually to find the important stuff, that is a huge and frankly often impossible task.
So how in the world do you solve a problem that big? Well, what if you could build an engine that reads for you? And that, in a nutshell, is exactly what Amazon Comprehend is. It's this powerful engine designed from the ground up to read and understand text on a massive scale.
So at its core, Comprehend is what we call a natural language processing, or NLP service. Now, I know that sounds a bit technical, but it's really just a fancy way of saying it uses some really smart machine learning to figure out what we mean when we write something. It's not just seeing words on a page, it's understanding the context and the meaning behind them, kind of like a person does.
Okay, but think about how we learn to read, right? Before you can understand some complex story, you have to learn the basics first. The alphabet, words, what a noun is, what a verb is. Well, Comprehend works the exact same way. It has to break our language down into its fundamental building blocks. So let's start right there. It all starts with two really fundamental steps. First up is something called tokenization. All that means is splitting a sentence up into its individual words or, tokens. Then, right after that, comes parts of speech tagging. This is where the engine figures out the job of each of those words. Is it a noun, a verb, an adjective?
And this makes it super clear. Let's take a simple sentence. I love snorkeling. First, Comprehend tokenizes it, breaking it into three little pieces. I, love, and snorkeling. Then it tags each one. I is a pronoun, love is a verb, and snorkeling is a noun. This might seem simple, but understanding this basic structure is the foundation for everything else it does.
Okay, so once the engine has the grammar down, this is where the magic really starts to happen. Now that it can actually read, what kind of powerful insights can it discover for us right out of the box? Well, Comprehend comes packed with a whole toolkit of pre-trained abilities. It can do sentiment analysis to figure out if a piece of text is positive, negative, or neutral. It's got entity recognition to automatically pull out key things like people, places, and companies. It can even detect what language something is written in or if it looks like spam.
Let's just zero in on sentiment for a minute. Imagine you just launched a new product and you want to know what people think, fast. Instead of having an intern read thousands of tweets, you could just run them through Comprehend and instantly get a chart like this. It gives you a crystal clear snapshot of how your customers are feeling. Are they happy? Are they frustrated? It's an unbelievably powerful way to get the pulse of your audience.
And check this out. This is entity recognition in action. Comprehend can read a sentence like this, and it doesn't just see words. It sees that Paris is a location, Jane Doe is a person's name, and Acme Corp is an organization. It automatically pulls out the who, the what, and the where from your text. Think of all the manual work that saves.
But wait, it gets even better, because all those built-in features, that's just the starting point. The real power move with Comprehend is that you can actually teach it new tricks. You can customize it to understand the unique language and specific needs of your business. This is where you get into building a custom classifier. So, for example, say you run a customer service team. You can feed Comprehend a bunch of your past support emails and literally teach it to automatically sort all the new incoming emails into your specific categories, like billing, support, or product issues. And the same exact idea applies to entities. Comprehend knows about people and places, sure, but it probably doesn't know the lingo specific to your industry. If you're a lawyer, for instance, you can train it to read a contract and automatically recognize custom things like Party A, Party B, and the effective date, pulling out exactly what you need. Okay, so this technology is obviously super cool, but how does it actually get used in the real world? Let's take a look at how you can deploy it and how it's being used in some really specialized fields. You've basically got two main ways to go. There's real-time analysis. Think of it like a live chat. You need an answer right now, which is perfect for analyzing a tweet the second it comes in. Then there's asynchronous batch processing. This is more like sending a massive box of files overnight. It takes a little more time, but it lets you analyze huge collections of documents, like an entire archive of customer feedback. And the technology can get even more specialized. I'm talking hyper-specialized.
Amazon actually built a version of this service that's been specifically trained on the incredibly complex and unique language of the healthcare industry. It's called Amazon Comprehend Medical. So this thing is trained to read and make sense of unstructured clinical text, like a doctor's notes or lab results. But here is the really critical part. It has a feature built in to automatically detect and help protect super sensitive patient data, what's known as protected health information, or PHI. And in healthcare, that is absolutely everything.
So, when you step back and look at it, we've gone from teaching a machine its ABCs to understanding sentiment to customizing it for legal contracts and even to helping protect patient data in medical records. The power to unlock insights from text at this scale is a total game changer, which really just leaves us with one final fascinating question. Now that machines can truly read for meaning, what will we ask them to find next?